What's up, Ian here, and this is my review for the ZAR 1DD plus 7 balance armatures IEM. Now, before I begin, I'd like to thank KZ for sending this to me and making this video possible. But guys, rest assured that whatever I say in this video is my own opinion. This video is not scripted, and KZ will be watching this video together with you guys. Alright, so ZAR. Now, this is currently retailing for $76 US, and if you guys are interested, do check out the link down in the description below. Right, so in this video, I'm just gonna, accessories, I think I don't need to go through because, if you watched a lot of my KZ videos, they are the same, okay? So I'm just gonna skip the accessories, but I'm gonna talk about the sound, at the same time compare with the predecessor, which is the ZAS, okay? So I'm just gonna compare these two and let you guys know what's the improvement from the ZAS, okay? Now, this video will be timestamped, so for those of you who wish to skip around, please feel free to do so. First, let's talk about the ZAR. So ZAR has got 7 balance armatures, right? So out of the 7, you have the 319S, right? So this is actually a replacement of the 395, okay, in the previous version in this ZAS, okay. And then you have for the mids, right? That's for the treble, right? This 319S is for the treble. It handles the treble, and then they also replaced the mids, right? So the mids is handled by the 524S balance armatures. All right, so this is a new balance armature that they have, okay, with the S, right? The previous version in the ZAS is just without the S, okay. And then of course the dynamic driver. So this dynamic driver is they call it is an upgraded dynamic driver with a structural system that, you know, helps to bring the overall performance together with the 4-layered voice call wire and making the low frequency more impactful, right? So the driver handles the bass, okay. So things like that. This is what they claim. All right. So, but of course, you know, I do have to use my ears to A/B them, compare them, and yes, I do hear a difference, of course. Now, let's first take a look at the graph and see how they look in terms of difference on the graph. Okay, so this is the difference that is on the graph. Okay, so basically, the bass is the same, right? It's just a treble. So treble-wise, there is an improvement in terms of the treble. They have made it a bit more gain, right? So more bite to the treble gain, all right? And then there's more presence to the treble as well. And yeah, basically it's the treble, right? So in terms of the tail end of the treble, is almost the same, but it sounds more bright, right? It's not as dark as before. It's not as muted as before. But in terms of the bass, is almost the same. The bass on this is got good rumble, right? So as you can see, the ZAS is rounded off in terms of the sub bass, but for the ZAR is kind of extended. Okay, so from what I hear, okay, is that in terms of the rumble, okay, the ZAR has got a better, more extended rumble, more resonance as compared to ZAS. Okay, ZAS sounds muted anyway. In terms of the sound quality of that rumble, it sounds better as well. It's got a better, cleaner quality rumble. Okay, so yeah, in terms of the rumble, the sub bass, it sounds better. Okay, for the mid bass, I would say it's got a bit more, you know, but it's about the same. I actually, honestly, I can't hear the difference, but yeah, it's actually about the same. In terms of the tone and the tempo is the same as well. No difference there. There is the bass bleed, you know, is bloated, right? It's bloated to the mids. And basically, I mean, this is a very typical KZ tuning, house tuning, right? They like to implement a lot of bass. So this is what I hear, all right? And then when it comes to the treble, or the gain to the treble, this the upper mid range, there's more gain, all right? More bite, which is good, right? You don't want anything the gain to the treble to be lackluster, and then when you listen to your tracks, it sounds dull. All right, so this will make it will give it a bit more bite to your songs when you listen to it. Okay, this is a big improvement actually, if you ask me. From, I think it's about 10 dB difference in terms of the gain, which is very good. So on the ZAS, what I hear is that is like a lot of bass, but not much treble, not enough energy, and not enough presence. Okay, so yeah, that's why I hear on the ZAS. But now on the ZAR, that actually improved a lot. So sounds better. Okay, yeah, so that's for the gain. And then of course the presence region is just a little bit more present as compared to these ZAS. And the mid treble is still got that sibilance there, the harshness there, just that little bit, but yeah, it's present in most of KZ's tuning anyway. All right. And the air, so the roll off of the air is I would say is okay, sounds quite similar. I wish that there was a bit more air. I mean, since they retuned this, might as well give it a bit more air, because yeah, I wish that the cymbal strikes and the hi-hats had a bit more extension to them. So, but yeah, that's what I hear. So, but in a nutshell, this is a big improvement from the ZAS. Now there is other IEMs that is they have produced, okay, which sounds quite similar, and I'm also going to compare them in this video. Let's take out this one, which they just released, right? The DQS, okay, and also the CXS. All right, so let's just take a look at this. This is a CCA, all right, so which is their sister company. So let's just compare the CCA CXS. Okay, so yeah, if you look at this graph, let me just recolor this so that we can have different colors. All right, so the purple line is the ZAR, okay, which is this one, and the green line is the CXS. Now if you look at these two graphs, they actually look quite identical. Okay, so that's why I would say this is actually KZ's house tuning. I mean, they have retuned it, and from the last year compared to this year, they have improved their tuning, though there is still a bit of sibilance here up here, but other than that, a lot of bass, right? This is their signature, a lot of bass. They like to implement a lot of bass, and then of course the bass bloat, to the mids, and yeah, sibilance, and a lot of harshness to the treble. So this is their so-called sound signature, right? So if you look at the CXS comparing to the ZAR, now in terms of these two, I've listened to these two together. They sound, in terms of sound signature and the tone and temper, is the same. It's just that the quality or the resolution of the sound being delivered, this one is much better as compared to the CXS. Okay, so no difference in terms of the sound signature. In terms of what I hear, it's just that this one sounds clearer, right? More resolute as compared to the CXS. Okay, so in a nutshell, that's the difference. Okay, but I mean, other than that, I think just that minute difference, I would say the CXS sounds a bit brighter. Okay, that's about it. Just that little bit brighter than the ZAR. Okay, if I were to want to nitpick and really go into details, yeah, this one just sounds a bit brighter, more forward in terms of the treble. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, the difference. Okay, now let's conclude. Now, do I recommend this? Now at this price, okay, if you compare, like, the CXS, I mean, this is like $13 or $18, I can't remember, right? Then you have your DQS, which is, I think, another $15, $13, and then you have the EDCX, which is another $12. Okay, and of course, what's this? ZNA. Well, ZNA, it sounds a little bit different, so I'm not going to compare this, but this is 76 US dollars. All right. So if you ask me, with this tuning at $76 in terms of price to performance ratio, not a very competitive price, if you ask me, in terms of the sound. Of course, you get a better quality sound as compared to the other KZ's IEMs that they produce, but for $76, yeah, it's kind of steep for the price that they are asking for. But if you don't mind the price steepness of it, then I guess the sound is okay. I mean, it's a big improvement, right, in terms of quality of sound compared to the CXS, and also a big improvement of the ZAS. I mean, if you own the ZAS, then the ZAR would be a big improvement for you, and big upgrade for you if you were to choose the ZAR. Okay, but yeah, that's the difference for that. Alright, so that concludes my overall review for the KZ-ZAR. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up, and of course, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Right, so that's it for now. Thank you so much. I hope you guys have a great day ahead, and I'll see you again in my next video. Cheers.